Hey everyone, what's up? How are ya? Hope you're fine. My name is Anya. It's time for some spooky videos again. And yeah, demons might be spooky. Let's go.
Many of you already know my name. Some of you know that I consider myself a paranormal investigator. However, what many may not know is that for many years before creating this channel, I dedicated myself to studying all kinds of spiritual or abnormal paranormal phenomena that happened in my town. All because phenomena like these used to happen to me with an unusual frequency. I even uploaded a video of my own on this channel that my partner recorded while we both headed to work. An incident which I considered to be a paranormal event.
Looks a bit like smoke to me, but then
One can learn from practically any field, and during my years as a paranormal investigator, I was able to learn a lot about the connection between religious beliefs, science, and the unexplainable. And from that learning, I was able to notice interesting patterns related to the response to the questions. Where do spirits come from? Where does the paranormal come from? Well, the answer that is most often repeated is the one that is also widely described in occult books. I'm talking about dark entities that for some reason manifest themselves in our reality. Entities that in many cultures are called demons. Almost always, any paranormal phenomena can be associated with a specific group of creatures, entities that have been documented for centuries. Creatures that you will know of in this video, and in some I have put clips where I believe their manifestation was captured. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present the most dangerous demons of the occult. Number 6.
Ugh, there's a big spot on my monitor. Greasy one. I didn't clean it
The
properly.
first demon of this investigation is the least tangible. A demon that is supposed to be common, but its description and its activities in this world are so extensive that having evidence of its presence becomes almost impossible. It was first named in writings referring to the religion of Zoroastrianism. They are writings that speak of a particular demon that corrupts the will of man, and it's called Akamana. According to this faith, the mission and the objective of this being is
sorry I'm talking over her again. No, I've heard of the Zoroastrianism. I can never pronounce that damn word, but I never really looked into it, and I have never heard of this demon. But then I didn't I mean, I've also made my way through a whole lot of religions and spirituality and mythology and all that stuff, but I never really dabbled with demons because they kind of, yeah, I don't know, freak me out. So yeah, but it's interesting. I like it.
And the objective of this being is to prevent the human being from carrying out actions of goodwill. Akamana is in charge of installing in you feelings such as greed, apathy, and in general, carelessness of others. For example, if you see an animal in trouble and do nothing, or if you see that a person needs help and you just walk by, that is where Akamana is supposedly present.
Interesting concept, but I think that's, for me personally, that's making it too easy, you know, just shifting the blame again. It's like, oh no, I wanted to help, but I couldn't because there's a demon preventing it. I know I'm oversimplifying it, but I think there's so many reasons why people don't help. I mean, me personally, I try to help if I can, but I was a lot more helpful 20 years ago than I am today. Unfortunately, although luckily I haven't been in a situation of having to help anyone since I don't go out anymore. But yeah, never mind. I'm gonna if we're only 3.5 minutes into the video. I don't whoopsie. I don't want this way. I don't want it to end up 5 hours long because I start going into deep of what I think and don't think or believe and don't believe. But yeah, let's just sorry. I can do better rewinds, but yeah, let's just go on. It's an interesting concept, though. I've never heard of a demon that would influence a person in this way to prevent them from helping. I mean, we all know demons, if they influence people, they want them to do bad things, but to not do anything, that's interesting.
You're capable.
Sorry.
Or if you see that a person needs help and you just walk by, that is where Agamana is supposedly present. A creature capable of fomenting inaction in you to intervene in such cases. In fact, the power of this demon does not stop there. It is said that Agamana tries to influence the decisions, the most powerful and influential people in the world. It tries to influence them to simply delight itself in the chaos. People that if they would have worked together, would surely make or would have made this world a better place to live in.
Funny though, when she started the whole thing, one of the first things I thought about was politicians, but that would be too easy too. I mean, it's the same as saying, oh, all politicians are reptilians. That would be way too easy. Because I don't think they're reptilians or aliens or anything of the sort. I think politicians are traumatized people who didn't give shit about being traumatized and accepted and yeah, just accepted that they're the way they are and enjoy being that way. I mean, I believe there's a certain type of, what's the pronunciation, psychopathy, that you don't miss anything. You're fine with the way you are, you know. I'm way more down on that scale of hating myself when I'm depressed and anxious and such a messed up person. I would like to be happier and all that. I mean, I have accepted myself on a level on this level as well, because I don't want to hate myself 24/7. That's the whole point of how I got here in the first place. Oh God, I'm going on to way too much again, but you know, I hope you understand what I'm trying to get across. Most of us people who are damaged want to overcome that being damaged and want to be better people and bring joy to the world. But there are some that are just so extremely damaged they don't give a fuck about being damaged, and they revel in their evilness, or you know, their damagedness, and they just accept it and use it to make money or to do business because they're ruthless and don't have the kind of scruples we do as normal people, because we know what it feels like if people are mean to us and we don't want to be mean to others. Although there's a lot, oh God, no, I'm going on too far again. I mean, when we come to this whole branch of SJWs, there's a whole lot of damaged people who, under the guise of wanting to do good things, do a whole lot of bad things and are evil and cruel and mean people, but they think they're doing good, you know. Oh, we're on the good side, so it's okay if we're mean to them. No, it's not. You're just being an asshole, and you're not helping anyone, not them, not anyone, not yourself, no one. It's so, God, it's so complicated. I mean, I've been down that road. I have been brainwashed by this whole bullshit. It took me years to get out of it, or to even realize I was brainwashed. But I've been mean, yeah, because, and I thought I was doing good. I wasn't. I was just being an asshole, just like a whole lot of these people are today. How did I get here? Never mind. But yeah, it's I have to get so much off my chest with that whole topic. It comes up all the time. I'm so not over it, yet I still get so angry that I lost so much. I lost so much time, so many years of my life wasted on that ideology that is just misanthropic, and it just leads to more hate. It's just very hateful ideology that leads to way more hate. But you're so fucking brainwashed you don't realize it, because you think you're saving the world. You're not. You're just wasting your time. You're wasting other people's time. You're wasting energy. Well, maybe there is a demon behind all that, huh? That's making us into such idiots. What do I know? The older I get, the more I realize I don't know shit. When I was 20, I thought I knew everything. And the more I look into shit, the more I learn about stuff, the more I find new stuff to learn about, the more I realize, Jesus, this world is so gigantic. The amount of knowledge in this world is even more gigantic, and I'm just this teeny excuse me, this teeny tiny little human, this grain of sand. I know nothing. I know fucking nothing. And if I say this now, how much do you think I knew 25 years ago? Even less than nothing. And then when I see all these people, these angry, raging people who think they're doing good, you know, depending on what mood I am, I either hate their fucking guts and hope they make the same bad, painful experiences I do, or when I'm in a better mood, I can feel some compassion for them and think, ah, those poor fucks are gonna make the same painful experiences I did. But then that's life in some way. That's what life has turned into nowadays, at least. A crazy shithole. Yeah, never mind. Let's go on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to shut up for the next 10 minutes at least.
Examples of the work of this demon can be seen daily. Surely, if you pay attention, you will be able to distinguish a couple of examples when you notice how hostile people are sometimes with others, and simply without reason.
Oh, there's a reason, girl.
Number 5.
There's a reason.
This demon is special because it is believed to be the original version of the Grim Reaper. You see, in both the Christian and Jewish religions, Abaddon is described as a fallen angel who would hold the keys to a deep abyss where an impressive and terrifying army of demonic beings awaits and will disperse on Judgment Day.
Never heard of this one.
According to the books that describe him, Abaddon always wears black. He is present in our reality to snatch the spirit from the living and throw it to death with his horrible demonic army. An army that grows every day with every death, preparing the great horde for the final day. That's right. Abaddon throws the souls of the recently deceased directly into that abyss, which is why there are many who think that Abaddon is the origin of that dark entity known as the Grim Reaper. It would be nothing more than simple stories that would have tormented you tonight if it weren't for certain recordings that make us suspect that this demon really exists.
Luckily, don't really know what to say to this one, so I can be quiet. Shit. Oh.
Or, like this one, where a boy accidentally falls under a truck,
Oh
losing
God.
his life.
Oh God, I
Do
do
you
not
remember it?
want to see that. I don't want to focus on that if it means I'm gonna see how someone's gonna get
Or a
run
more
over.
recent one, which makes itself present during a fight that ended with someone deceased.
I couldn't really see anything there. Or that, or wait, or oh, that.
The collective knowledge considers that
Thingy?
death makes itself present to take away the spirits of those who have just died. However, occult researchers believe that it is Abaddon who is responsible for that destiny taking shape. It showed up here to overturn that vehicle.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing that person was just very distracted, but then it's still weird. It's oh God, sorry. There's a part of my back that keeps scratching on my chair, making these weird squeaky noises. Oh crap, now I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, yeah, I don't really know what to say actually to a whole lot of these things. I mean, I used to be really into this stuff years ago, up to a point where I think it didn't do me any good anymore because I was giving up my control way too much, and I slipped way too deep into this whole victimhood mentality on all levels. That's why at some point when I got hold of the right psychology or the right psychological stuff, thanks to YouTube, I kind of shifted into the other extreme that now I try to explain everything psychologically. I know that's not always correct either, but it gives me a whole lot more control, and I need control because one of my biggest problems in life is helplessness. And because I was unfortunately never raised to be in control or to know what to do. I always felt helpless all of my life, and I still feel helpless. And that's the thing, I always talk about that. I have so many problems these last couple of years, and I don't know how to solve them because I was never taught how to solve problems, and I'm trying to figure that out. And so I need the control in my life on all levels, even if I'm really hard on myself through that. And sometimes I'm too hard on myself, but I don't want to slip back into being or feeling like a victim, because I still feel like one, but I know there's ways I can change it, although I don't know how. But if I give too much space, up to this whole spiritual thing that, oh, there's demons influencing me, I can't do nothing, is just going to be very detrimental on my psychological and mental health and all that. So yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, I find it really, really interesting to watch this right now, but I think it's also very dangerous to let oneself fall into this belief of, oh, it's all destiny. My destiny is written down somewhere, or wait, what's the word? Predestined, I think. Because that makes you so weak, and makes you weak and into a victim, and oh, I can't do anything, I have to accept everything that happens to me. And I don't think that's good for people. People need control, and it's bad enough if others take their control, but you shouldn't take it yourself, or let others take it, or plant these thoughts into your head that you're a victim because everything's controlled by something or someone else. I mean, even I believe in God, yes. I need to believe in God, otherwise I can't survive. I learned that the hard way too. I was an atheist a whole long time of my life and shit. But I mean, the oh God, I'm sorry. This is going to be one hell of a long video. The point that I lost my belief in God when I was a kid was because I was, well, not necessarily taught, but the way I understood God, or what somebody once told me, oh, you only have to pray and then God will solve everything. And of course, that didn't happen. But that's how I lost my belief. And it took nearly fucking 40 years to find God again. As I said, I went through fucking all religions, beliefs, spirituality, new age, whatnot, until I finally found God far away from all that bullshit deep down inside my heart. I can't tell you how. I was just lying on the floor crying, and I kind of gave up, and all of a sudden there was this feeling, and this warmth, and I just kind of knew that was God. And all of a sudden I had this deep trust, which I lost again by now, unfortunately. I know it's there somewhere, and that's what I'm clinging on to. I can't feel God, but I know he's there. So that's what's kind of keeping me alive these last 2 years, hoping to find back to this feeling. But that wasn't really what I wanted to say. God damn it! What did I want to say? Oh yeah. No, yeah. I wanted to say that I I believe in God, but my relationship to God also isn't that God has programmed my life in any sort of form. God gave me free will, and God gave me a brain and a heart and gut feelings to figure out shit. I sometimes hate God for that. No, you know what I mean. It's like, why? Just, sometimes I am in this mood where I'm like, God, please just do everything. I don't know what to do. Please help me do it. Do whatever is necessary. And of course, nothing happens, and I have to figure it out. Life's complicated. The world is very complicated nowadays. Yeah, I got a bit off. Well, not a bit off topic. I got extremely off topic. I'm sorry. If it annoys you, turn off the video. Go and watch the original one, then you don't have to hear me blabbing. It's just, I don't know, I find it's a very, I believe this one of the, blah, blah, blah. I think this is one of the most important topics nowadays. This to get this balance of what I am in control of and what not, and to not sink down into complete victimhood mentality as so many people do, as on the other hand to be too controlling to a point where you can't control, or you're trying to control shit you can't control. There's I'm pretty sure you've all heard this, the thingy that's especially used by, I think, Alcoholics Anonymous, the God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The I always forget the second line, the power or energy or whatnot to change the things I can, and the wisdom to distinguish between both. Something like that. I'll put it on screen, the correct version of it. And I think that is so important, that we all learn to figure out what's in our control, what's not, and to make the best of it. And to not let ourselves be fooled by demons or whatnot. To be pulled into this to be pulled out of control, or, oh god, I shut up for 3 minutes and then I started blabbing again. I'm sorry.
Causing the boy to fall between the tires and making sure that accident ended with someone dead.
Oh god, that's just tragic. Either
Undoubtedly
way,
a very interesting spiritual being to study. Number 4. In the east of Serbia, the people believe a lot in Allah, or also known as El, a demonic being who mostly likes to cause chaos in crops and other sources of food, but who also has a second interest, which has to do with animals. You see, in most of the drawings that are used in the representation of demonic entities, many appear in the form of animals with horns, tails, hooves, and other features that many demons adopt after rejecting God and following Lucifer's orders. Well, it is believed that El, obsessed with this animal form, usually mistreats and hurts animals to optimize a metamorphosis and appear much more like an animal form, and thus appear in our reality going unnoticed. This is why, for many, this wicked being is the Satan of animals. To learn about the shape of an animal, Ale usually stalks it, annoys it, frightens it until the end, taking the animal's life in its experiments. Could it have been Ale who was stalking this dog in this video? Do you remember?
But that dog could be running from something real that's just not on camera, some person or
perhaps it was not an accident, animal. And this pet has been under its surveillance for some time. Or how to forget this recording.
Oh, poor dog. I wanted to start saying something, but I'm not gonna say it. This video is gonna be long enough anyway, so...
Do you remember this dog named Coco? He experienced a quite distressing situation when he was literally pulled by something that cannot be seen. Do you remember the marks that were left inside the place where it fell? How were these marks so much bigger than what a dog could leave? For many, it is not an exaggeration to say that Allah was present.
I think it was just struggling to get up and scratch the wall. I mean, as I said in some previous video, my mom had a dog when I was a kid, and it would always scratch the doors to be let in, and it wasn't a very big dog, and yet it had claws, and those claws left pretty big marks. But then here, that's just me again trying to explain rationally. What do I know, you know? As I said before, what the... Oh god, there's some... Oh, it's just a little moth. What do I know? I'm just trying to explain everything rationally, because I know it won't do me any good if I let myself in to believing that shit. And I don't know what kind of people watch these videos, and maybe you're scared, and maybe my words will help you not be scared. I don't know. I don't know anything. That's just... Who was that dude? Some Greek guy from back in the days. I know that I know nothing. And yeah, I do too. Here I go again with the talking.
Number 3.
And that's not right, and that's not even what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about something completely different, but I'm not going to talk about it. Never mind. We'll find some other video that I'll talk about that shit.
The amount and types of demons is as vast as religions, creeds, and cultures that exist on Earth. In fact, each society, no matter how small, contains its own demons under the beliefs and traditions that govern them. And it is in this sea of entities that we find quite particular ones, and that were named for the first time in ancient Arabic books, before the Islamic religion even emerged. I'm referring specifically to the jinn.
I thought so.
According to various beliefs from the Middle East, the jinn seek the company of human beings, but it is very rarely possible to see them, since their tendency is to remain close but hidden. This is why many associate them with the well-known Shadow Man we have talked about in previous videos. In fact, many of you associate this video with those mythical entities. Due to its proximity to the people who appear in this recording, some think that it is actually a jinn wanting to keep these people company, or this other incredible footage captured by a security camera. At first, it was thought to be an insect very close to the camera.
That's
However,
what I
just
thought
minutes later,
too.
another camera installed outside the house witnessed this.
I'm not gonna say anything anymore. This video is long enough, and I just always repeat myself anyways.
Could both clips have been evidence of these well-known jinn?
Maybe, maybe not.
Tell me what you think. Number 2.
I got so much swirling around in my head now from all the topics I started talking about that I really don't know what to say anymore, or not say, or should I have said it all, or shouldn't I have said it? And I'm just gonna try to be quiet now for the last 4 minutes. I'm a very insecure person. As you might have noticed, I censor myself a lot, mainly because of YouTube and their stupid censorship laws and bullshit, and I enjoy doing this. I don't want to lose my channel just because of speaking freely. At the same time, I hate myself each time I censor myself, because it's like, god damn it, there's a whole lot of people on YouTube that talk a whole lot of more shit than I do, and they don't care. They just do it, and I envy them. There's one of the worst things you can do is censor yourself. But here I go with the crying again. Never mind, I said I'd shut up. I'm gonna shut up now.
The next demon is one that if you are a follower of my channel, then you know well.
I'm just a bit
Some
messed up.
time ago, I made a video exclusively about this demon, where it is believed it would have intervened, leaving disastrous consequences. I'm talking about Baphomet. The demon.
Sorry. I was just gonna say I only know Baphomet, and then I was gonna say, why do all of these videos, why do all these demons in this video start with the letter A? Is that just the first one of many more to follow? Because I would like that. But why Baphomet? I know it as Baphomet with a B, the one with the one top, one down. Usually, what who was it? Is it connected to? The Illuminati or someone? I've heard so much about Baphomet, and then I can't. Never mind. I go with it.
Demon of carelessness, or talking about Baphomet. The demon of carelessness or forgetfulness. At that time, I told you that it was an ancient Hebrew demon, which has the mission of convincing people to take their own lives.
Okay,
not by installing
then.
Self-destructive or depressive.
Then that was just her putting in a picture of Baphomet for Baphomet. Okay.
Thoughts, but on the contrary, placing distractions in your mind so that essential and vitally important things are simply forgotten to endanger your life. Burning pots that cause fires, burning stoves that when turned off become lethal from the gas, forgetting to put on a seatbelt, or the case we saw of that man who jumped out of the plane without a parachute. Do you recall it?
No,
Acts
luckily
like
I don't.
this and other daily activities that carry a potential danger if we are careless in our current situation, and that Baphomet is happy to help out with. Number 1.
Sorry, carelessness or forgetfulness can be explained by trauma as well. That some part of the brain is damaged and is small or something like that. I can't explain it. I forgot how the explanation goes, but I just heard about that 2 or 3 days ago, but I don't remember where. I watch so much stuff on YouTube, I always forget where it is, and I've become very forgetful this last 2 years as well. Never mind. Sorry.
And we conclude this investigation with a very particular demon, but no less evil for that. I'm talking about Abizu, one of the few female demons that we find in beliefs of the East and part of Europe.
Never heard of her
According to
as well.
Jewish mythology, its only intention in the world is to cause as many abortions as possible. Described in Solomon's Testament as a creature with greenish hair and snakes instead of hair, Abazu does not sleep as she travels the world in a perpetual watch for women in the process of giving birth, with the objective of killing newborns. A malignant flow that does not end there, since its evil is so great that in addition to abortions, whether spontaneous or not, it also kills unborn children whose mothers have had an accident or any other stressful situation. She's even related to infant mortality. It is believed that her evil behavior is due to the fact that she is a sterile being, and that out of envy and jealousy, she tries to spoil the pregnancies of all the women on Earth.
Trauma?
Without a doubt, a demon that, like the others we saw in this video, wanders around looking for the misfortune of human beings. Did you recognize any of these?
No.
Do you know of any other demons that should have appeared in this video? Leave it in the comments, because this video has come to an end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.
Okay. This was absolutely not what I had thought it would be, but I found it very interesting because for once it was something completely different than what we usually watch here. And I learned something, although by now I forgot all the names of the demons again already. I just can't remember shit anymore. But it was interesting, it was different, it was something new. And yeah, as I said, all the demons started with the letter A, so I'm guessing she's gonna probably make some more episodes with more, well, with going through the alphabet perhaps. I'd be looking forward to that, although I hope I don't talk as much in each and every one of these videos as I did in this one. And I wonder how much of it will be left after censorship. I just recently scrapped a whole episode of laughter because I went off into a rant at the ending. No, sorry, because yeah, talking about a topic that I didn't really want to talk about because it's eggshells, you know, an eggshell topic that people get so pissed off about, and I just didn't have the guts to leave it in. So I just scrapped the whole episode, and afterwards I was angry with myself because I'm such a fucking coward. But then it's hard nowadays to really talk openly because either you get kicked off YouTube or get a strike for hate speech. And Germany is also trying to get rid of free speech. You know, now, you know how people define free speech nowadays? Oh, you can say everything, you're just gonna have to deal with the consequences. Dude, that's not free speech. Having to deal with consequences is not free speech. And that is so frightening. When I grew up, it was like free speech, you can say whatever you want, period. And nothing can happen to you, you know? And nowadays, oh, you just have to deal with the consequences. Yeah, well, if that's what you consider free speech, you can go to, I don't know, North Korea. You have free speech there. You can say whatever you want. You just have to deal with the consequences, right? Or go to China. You can say whatever you want. You just have to deal with the consequences. That's not free speech. And it's very, very, very scary how free speech is being killed and ended. It's I don't want to live in this totalitarianism that we're heading into. It's just fucking scary. Sorry, I'm so distracted. There's a ladybug. Oh, it's gone again. It was just crawling around there. Yeah, but no, how do I keep getting into these topics? Yeah, see there, Great Reset. Ooh. But that's just a conspiracy theory here in Germany. There is no Klaus Schwab and no Great Reset, and it's like there's the other day there was a news article about how some politician from North Rhine-Westphalia was saying, "Oh, anyone who's going to be protesting about the gas prices going up and electricity and all those prices going up, he's a right-wing extremist." And the prices aren't going up. That's just a conspiracy theory too. Despite everyone talking about it, sometimes I just want to take my head and smash it against the wall until all of the crazy stops. It's like, what is wrong with people? Everything is conspiracy theory nowadays. Even if you have it black on white, you see the price is higher, the prices are going up like crazy. I'm sure wherever you live it's the same thing. But no, here in Germany that's all just a conspiracy theory, and if you talk about it you're either a conspiracy theorist or a Nazi or a right-wing extremist, and it's not really helping my mood. I don't know what to say about that shit anymore. It's just so crazy. So yeah, and if you talk about it, you're silenced, or people at least try to silence you, and yeah, I sometimes wish it were some crazy ass demons influencing people or politicians and whatnot, because then you could at least do something about it, do an exorcism or pray excessively, light candles, do some white magic and what it's called, to get all those demons away from out of these people or away from Earth or whatever. But this way you're competing against other humans who are in such a high position you can't do anything about them, and I feel very helpless and very hopeless. Yeah. uh you guys, let me know what you think about all this, eh? Or how the situation is in your country. Whether you're being, I'm pretty sure your people are trying to censor you wherever you are, or censor people in your country, get rid of freedom of speech. I mean, I know it's like that in America. I think Canada is pretty bad. England, all these Western countries, or main Western countries, or who used to have most power or whatnot. I mean, the way things are going in Germany with all this gas bullshit and whatnot, I don't know. I often get the impression our government wants to ruin us completely. Because if they would turn off the gas, everything would collapse. The whole economy would be dead. People would be dead. On the other hand, there would the EU would the political EU would probably collapse too, because basically Germany is paying everything. We pay for the whole world. The German government has this megalomania going on that Germany has to save the whole world. So on the one hand, it probably would be helpful if everything collapsed, because then the people would finally realize that their government is bullshitting them. But hey, they're the ones that voted for it. I didn't vote those green Nazis. These German and Germany hating Nazis. Yeah, to me they are Nazis, fascists, because they hate German people with a vengeance. And they'd be really happy to get rid of all of us and take up the whole world in this country. Just let's get rid of the Germans first. Never mind, sorry. This is getting way too political. I'm very frustrated about this topic, as you might hear. But at least I'm not starting to cry or starting to yell. I'm yeah, pretty normal right now. But yeah, it's very frightening. I find it so frightening, everything. It's way worse than all those videos I watched. They're not half as scary as watching the news nowadays, although, no, well, not that I ever watch the news, and yet I hear everything. I don't want to know, you know? I don't want to know all this shit. Ah, never mind. You guys, I'm sorry. I got way off topic again. But it's just such a never-ending story lately. Ah, yeah, but then I blah, blah. The way I keep myself sane is that it's affecting so many of us, and maybe it's finally helping to bring people together, you know, that all of us finally realize that instead of us fighting each other like all these little SJW shitheads do, that they've maybe finally come to their senses and realize it's not us against each other, it's us against them. Because it's the governments that's riling us up. They're the ones who want us to hate each other because, you know, divide and conquer. It's so much easier. If we're fighting each other, we won't notice if the new rules and laws and shit they're putting out. But yeah, never mind. I'm going on, going on, going on, going on. I'm doing this to distract myself from all that shit, and now look at me, I'm ranting about it again. But it's just, it's so important. I find it so important that we, the people, start to stick together. And then at the same time, I distance myself from everyone. Because I don't know what to talk about, people, because they have such extreme different opinions than I do, and I don't want to get into fights and discussions with them because I know I can't convince them to see the world as I see it. I know they can't convince me to go back into that shitty place that they are. I never want to go back to self-hating, self-victimization, victimhood mentality, all that bullshit. No way, man. Never. I'd rather stay alone for the rest of my life than let myself be pulled back into that mental state that they're in. No. And I'm not saying I'm better than them because I got out of it. I kind of ruined my whole life because of bullshit ideology. That's just kind of how it is. We all have to make our experiences, and a lot of them are very harsh and painful. But you learn. Learning the hard, there's nothing better than learning the hard way, because that's some lessons that will stick with you for the rest of your life, and you'll be very 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 careful to never make those same mistakes again. I'm a kind of person, I make the same mistake over and over and over again, but I've had some lessons that were so painful where I'm very careful to, yeah, never do that again. Ah, you guys, I'm sorry. This turned into such a serious mess. And I could go on. I could go on for another hour. You know, people are such wonderful beings, and they're also such horrible beings. And somewhere in between is where the most of us are. Just normal people with good sides and bad sides. And you know, sometimes I have this I don't know how to put it. Utopia is, or utopian or utopic. What's the adjective for it? It's just so, it's, there's so much dirt on it, you know, from all this Marxist bullshit. But I sometimes have these thoughts, this you know, like the hippies kind of like hippie mentality, like peace, love, harmony. Can't we all just get along and love each other? And I know that's bullshit and it's impossible. There'll always be anger and fights between people and hate and whatnot because we're all so messed up. But I haven't given up hope. I don't want to give up hope anymore. I had given up hope a long time ago, or not even that long ago, but I had given up hope. But if I do that again, I'm gonna get even more suicidal, and I'm sick and tired of being suicidal. And life is way too short, and it can be way too beautiful to be suicidal. And if I see how many people are suicidal today, it just hurts me. It's like, God, not that I don't understand, but the other day I was watching a live stream, and they got a donation, and somebody said that his best friend of many, many years killed himself and left behind a wife and 2 or 3 children, and shit like that makes me cry. Because, hey, I understand why he killed himself, even if I don't know the reasons, but I understand. But I can also feel for the people that he left behind and how devastated they must feel. And there's just way too much sadness in this world, and way too many unhappy people, and all the more reasons, for us to unite and stand up together and be strong and fight those evil politicians and whatnot. And yeah, I know. You guys, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. That's just the way I am. As I said, I'm a very messed up person myself, so I understand a lot of messed up shit going on, a lot of messed up people. I understand, but I don't know. I wish I could help, because I understand. I understand all sides of everyone, why people are doing the things they do. And I always wish I could help and say something useful, but that's where I feel hopeless again, not hopeless, helpless again. I don't know what to do and say, but I understand. And I wish I could do something about it, but I'm just this hopeless little nobody myself. No, helpless. Helpless. Why do I always say hopeless? Ugh, there's a hair tickling me. Okay, never mind, you guys. I'm sorry. This has gone on way too long. And I really hope I have the guts this time to leave all of it in. And if you don't watch it, fine. I'm fine with that. You don't have to watch this. If you turned off the video half an hour ago, I'm fine with that. But I just, I have to get it out of my system. And in the long term, you never know who might pull something out of my monologue here and get something useful out of it. One of my first dreams or wishes was always, I want to help people. I didn't know how, because I didn't study medicine or psychology, but it was always my wish to help people. And in the early days of the internet, I was in this forum writing people with problems. And it felt good to do that until one day my problems became so overwhelming that I just felt incapable of helping anyone else. And I thought, who the fuck am I? I don't know how to solve my own problems, So how can I help other people? I'm just a loser. And then I started pushing myself down and hating myself and all that shit. And then never mind, that's a whole different story. But I still have this little wish sometimes, if I make a video here, any stupid video about laughter and whatnot, and I make one other person laugh, even if I don't know it, that's I did something good there, my life has some meaning. Never mind. You guys, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing better, or you're doing good, or doing well, or if you're not, just don't give up. Please just never give up. I know how it feels to want to give up, but it's not worth it. I always tell myself I can kill myself tomorrow. You know, maybe something good will happen tomorrow, and if it doesn't, then the day after and the day after, and in the long term, I don't really want to kill myself. I want to live. So let's all do that. If you're feeling shitty, let's fight together. Let's live. I know there's shit worth living for. I've experienced it, even if it was a long time ago. But I know there is life, shit worth living for, and life is worth living. And we can do this. We're all in this crap together here, and let's all pull through. And no matter how much we struggle, let's do this. Let's pull through. Let's prove it to ourselves how strong we can be. And we are all stronger often than we think. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here anymore. Remember that. Whenever you feel like shit down in the dumps, remember you're still here, and you're here to stay. We can do this. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. At least we got something to do, eh? Alright, so yeah. As I said at least 20 times before in this video, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day or a great night, and see you in the next video, and never give up. Bye.